Hey guys, I am back with another video. Yes. Alright, so what I want to share with you guys is not intended for any discrimination or any violent act against any group of people in societies. Just basically to share my experience. My worst experience at a Chinese restaurant. I will not be giving the specific location of this restaurant. I'm just sharing my experience. Now, after coming from church, had such a lovely day in the Lord. Yep. I went to get something to eat because it was a Saturday night, and also, yeah. Oh, so I went to my husband's and I favorite place to go and get something to eat because they are always opened late and their food don't taste bad. So, let us go to our favorite Chinese restaurant to get something to eat, and it was close to curfew time. So I said, all right. So I went in and the exchange was lovely. As always, I ordered some food for myself, my husband, and some persons that were in the car. While I was about to leave, my sister called me and said, hey, if you guys are still in Mandeville, can you just get some food and bring it around? We won't be cooking tonight. So I said, all right, no problem. So I ordered another food, but I realized that I didn't have sufficient cash with me in the store. So I said, just hold on a second. Let me go back outside and get the money and come back. She had given me a food at this time, the last food that I had ordered. And I said, when it was given to me, a guy was beside me and he wanted to leave because, as I said to you guys, curfew time was drawing close. So she took back the food. She pushed it to me, but then she took it back and gave it to the gentleman who really wanted to go. When the gentleman got the food and he saw the part of chicken that was in the food, he said, hey, I don't want this. So they took back the food from the gentleman and bring it around the back. When I came back inside now and I said, okay, Miss Jenny, where's the food? She was like, I give you food already. So, Lord. So I was like, no, you gave it to me, yes, but then you took it back and gave it to the gentleman that was beside me. And she said, no. So at this time now, I'm like, let me go back, because probably it's me. So let me go back in the car and check if I really had gotten the food by mistake and not realize. So I went back and I checked and I realized that the food wasn't in there. So I came back and I said, no man, I don't have the food, all right? By this time I would have paid for it. I said, I don't have it. People, I was classed. I was cursed out. I was cursed to the point where a cook was around the back and heard what was happening and came around. And she was the only person, well, one of the only persons to say, no, you can't deal with a customer like that. And by this time, knowing myself, I reached a stage now where I'm trying to explain. And I was there explaining my position, trying to explain to her what had happened. And the lady basically took up the bag, because by this time I would have brought back all the food that I had taken out to the car to show her that, hey, I don't have any extra food. And the lady took up the bag with me, pushed it in my hand, and basically was pushing me out the door. Yes, basically pushing me out the door. So, by this time, you know that feelings, you start, your pressure is a bit high. But I don't know what happened. I just found myself crying. Yep. I found myself crying because just imagine you're coming from church, you're in your church clothes, and I don't know about a lot of persons. You can talk about Christians as much as how you like, but not all of us are doing wrong. So to be labeled as a thief rather, coming from church, of all the days, coming from church, in my church clothes, and to be pushed out of a restaurant and labeled as a thief was not a nice feeling. And why am I sharing why I am sharing this story? Because when I went back to the car and my husband was there, I was trying so hard not to let him see me cry because I don't want the situation to escalate because my boo is very protective. Yeah. So I didn't want the situation to escalate any further than how I had felt already. And somebody in the car said something that was very significant and very important. She said to me, "You have changed." I'm like, mind you, I am in the car. We have not yet moved. And she says, "You have changed." Because prior to being a Christian, the situation would have been totally different. But the reassurance from the person that was in the car that, hey, you have changed. That is my encouragement. Sometimes in life, so my resolve is not to throw hate, because time will tell, and time is the master of everything. Yes, I have taken the position of not going back there to support that kind of restaurant, but as a child of God, it is so important. And I know that persons might disagree with me that, hey, wrong, like that. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying that I get it right all the time either, because probably if it was a different day or a different case, probably I would have reacted differently. But I'm so happy that in that space, in that time, I allowed my light to shine in that dark, very dark situation. I'm just encouraging you guys that you'll go through things in life, very embarrassing situations, but allow your light to shine. Christ went through some very humiliating situations. He was spat on, given vinegar to drink, nailed, pierced, but he endured it all just to be an example. The writer says he could have called 10,000 angels. He could have avoided that situation altogether. But he went through it to be an example to us. So it doesn't matter how dark this world gets. Continue to be the light. It's your girl signing out.